Hello StarCrafters, Wookie here, and I got another lesson I learned to share with you. This is a 1v1 on my ladder that I spawn in the bottom as the blue Terran. My opponent is going to be Borbality. He is red Protoss on the top right. And this game demonstrates one of my weaknesses pretty well. Sometimes, well, you'll see what happens. But this is something I want you to take a look at in your games and see if this might not be the reason why you're not having as much success as you would like. So we're going pretty quick here, times 4 speed. Just, getting to the good parts. Standard opening for me, block off the ramp, build a barracks. Opponent got vision on his ramp because he watched my Bronze League lesson #1 on vision. And he's doing one gateway to a side core, and you see he's got 2 gas. So seeing that, I'm expecting warp gates, which is pretty common. He did manage to sneak in a proxy pylon here, which I didn't see. I did take my first scouting SCV and run this ridge, but he put it in after I was gone. So not only do you have to scout, you have to scout at the right time. And we had a little incident there on the ledge, and or on this ramp, and I think I got the worst of it. And I got some units killed, or at least 1 Marine. And now my opponent's moving out, coming to get me. And I'm going to pause the game here. It is 7 minutes and 25 seconds into the game. We're going to jump back to my base. Here I've got reasonable saturation. I've been working on it. Clearly I didn't forget to keep making SCVs after 12, so I'm doing alright. Got my meals pumping. But I've only got 2 barracks, we count unit producing buildings that aren't SCVs. Yeah, just these 2. And if you look up here, I've got over 1,000 minerals already stockpiled. Some will call that a trust fund I'm building. So that, my children, when they play StarCraft, will have minerals to start games with, I guess. But that ultimately ends up being the reason that this game does not go well for me. I need to be able to spend this money. You can see the units tab right there. I've only got 1 Marauder, 7 Marines that I've managed to produce off these 2 buildings. But if I had a couple of more barracks, I could be doing significantly more damage, have significantly more units on the map. So I'm going to speed it up. We're going to see how this plays out, or return it to play. There we go. I know how to click. I went to college. Okay. And so now we're back here, and Borbality chases me out of my little hold position here. I was trying to use this choke, which actually this is a bad spot because it gives him a bigger concave than me. I should really be holding him here instead of here. But he starts getting the immortals, and my fleshy little squishy marines start to die, and nothing really good happens for me after this point. But you can see I still have 1,800 minerals, and by the way, you can't lift supply depots when enemy units are standing on them. I learned that. So moments before this, I realized that I had a ton of money, and I built this barracks, this factory, and got this command center going right away. But by then it was just a little too late. Not gonna matter. So and my opponent did not do anything spectacular. He went 1 gate to a side core, double gas to 3 gate to robo for immortals, and it worked really well. He produced on them constantly. His minerals, got stockpiled up into the 500-600 range there briefly while we were both microing, but did a much better job of spending his money, keeping production buildings. Up until I had 3 Marines left or whatever, I only had 2 production buildings. Maybe the 3rd one there for a little bit, but it was just bad on my part. Good on my part was that I built a lot of SCVs, got my income coming in at a pretty decent rate. We were pretty even most of the game. I didn't show you the tab, but trust me, we were. Bad, I forgot to make production buildings. So keep that in mind. Make production buildings. Don't get your trust fund. In my last lesson, I talked about dying with lots of minerals and how you don't want to do that, and the cause might be that you have blinders on. You're just looking at your combat units and you're microing those, and you're forgetting to use your left hand to produce units while you look at your units on the screen, at different units on the screen, and control them with your right hand. But if that's not what's causing it, it might be that you forgot to actually build enough buildings to produce off of. So keep that in mind, and I will see you next time I learn something. Take care.